Yes, y'all. Yes, y'all. I'm old school, but I keep it funky fresh, y'all. And this is deep, y'all. I'm from the deep, y'all. And what you get is what you motherfucking see.
Welcome back, humans! You know what day it is. My name is Jaime, giving exclusive vents on headlines that you didn't even know you needed. And with that said, humans, let's get on with some vents. Round one. Three. Bing! Like I said, I gotta give me that sound effect. I gotta get that shit. Anyways, I remember back in the day, like, way back in the day, with my old ass. Like, when people used to be like, are you awake? Or they used to be like, wake up, man. Like, wake up. It used to be not like a negative term when it was like being awake, or like waking up, like being awake of things or being informed on things. And nowadays they like flip it. They flip the shit. They used to be like, wake up and smell the roses. Wake up and smell that coffee, that smashed coffee in the morning. Or whatever they would wake up and smell in the morning, But I feel like they flipped that shit now. So now it's like negative if you woke up. So all those times it was telling you to fucking wake up, and now you fucking did. Now they're fucking pissed at you for waking up. Like, oh, not yet, or something like that. They wake the fuck up, man. And then you woke up, and now they're pissed at you for waking up. I think it's kind of backwards. I think it's backwards, humans. Anyways. It's very crazy, like how they've seen it. It's so negative. They call you like radical or dangerous if you want to be like informed, or maybe have knowledge or information of like maybe like just basic human rights. Even like you're dangerous if you know these things, or if you go out there and speak about it out there, and maybe you get like a following or a large people listening to what you're saying, so it starts to impact a little bit in the community, and then they get on your ass for that shit real quick. Like boom, they gotta shut your ass up. And that's the way times are these days. They shut people down in all kinds of ways and forms. And it's a weird, like I said, the control lockdown. Like they're just putting a tighter grip on this vice grip shit. The vice grip's this tool, and it's got a setting on the back, for those of you that don't know. And you can tighten and tighten it. And when you squeeze these pliers together, it holds it in place very tightly. And you can adjust how damn tight this thing is to where it's like fucking crazy tight, where you can't even close the damn thing. I feel like that's what's happening. They're tightening the grips on them everywhere you go. More and more restrictions. I feel like we're losing rights that we really have in writing and shit. And nobody wants to go in there and look and be like, hey, man, it says here you can't do this. Yes, we can. Oh. And then we just let them do it. It's like they try to take God out of school. They're trying to take God out of sports and everything like that. So they take it out of school, but yet you can go to school every year on fucking Halloween and dress like serial killers, strippers, and fucking Satan worshipers and demons and devils and shit like every year. But you can't fucking talk about God at school. But you can dress like that shit all the time. That's weird. I think it's weird backwards times. You can say you don't like something, but if you do but if it's something that everybody else should like or be inclusive, like this new inclusive thing gets on my nerves. It's more like, that makes me feel more like when I went back on like way million episodes ago when I was talking about like participation awards, how I blame that shit on like a lot of things today, on a lot of the wussification of society today is because of this participation shit. Like you didn't let nobody try hard no more. You know what a try hard. And then they try to make that a negative term. Like, oh, here he's a try hard, or she's a try hard. Or all the fucking pronouns is a trying hard. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck. Because it's all this inclusive. Like, okay, man, you weren't up to par, but here's your fucking award. I didn't like that shit. Like I said, they just labeled everybody that shit, all just like no problems. Like you're just a try hard. They just like flipped like stuff that was actually positive into negatives. It's bananas. Like against that guy that was president before. Like I don't really know like the truth on the guy. Like there's dirt on everybody, I'm sure. But that guy said he was caring about our country, and then people said like he was dangerous for the way he was talking. And now they're trying to like blame all kinds of shit on him. Like before he can even run for president, they're trying to raid his ass and go after shit. Like there's probably other candidates just as good or better coming up to president. But for some weird reason, they just want to make sure that he can't do it. Which makes it very interesting, humans. If they are like this dead set on silencing this human being and trying to keep him out of power, it's just weird. It should make you want to ask more questions about this. Like, why just that guy? If nobody likes him, then let the vote speak for themselves. But I'm sure, like I said, what if there's just a better candidate? What if it's just not him? What if somebody has like the same ideas and same shit that he's talking, but it's just not Trump, and they win? Like, you still lose. You're still going to lose even if he don't win. At least that's what I think. It's weird. This is just weird. There's like that dude. That's why, like I said, it raises more questions than gives you any answers, because like it's just one individual they're targeting. So you see them target people all throughout our time. There was like people that were targeted, by the government or by whoever these people are. They just come out there and they just target them. And it's just very strange, and we are like in some strange times. Like I said, it feels like we're in those like weird, creepy kind of movies and shit. Like it's weird. It's very weird to me. It has like, I don't know, man. It feels like I said, we're in some weird, strange comedy / horror film, like, or horror / drama film. But then you got some like little comedy slices in there, AKA our president, It's weird, humans. This is just weird. Because like I said, you got this shit happening all the time. Let's see if I can get it going.
Represent an extremism that threatens the very foundations of our republic. MAGA Republicans do not respect the Constitution. They do not believe in the rule of law. They do not recognize the will of the people.
You know how this dude used to speak unity and like all that kind of shit? Like, and if he's supposed to speak unity, this feels like another way of like separating people. Now that you're not just Americans, you're MAGA Americans. This is just weird, humans. These are some strange times.
They refuse to accept the results of a free election. And they're working right now, as I speak, in state after state, to give power to decide elections in America. MAGA forces are determined to take this country backwards to an America where there is no right to choose.
Or maybe free better priced gas and food.
No right to privacy. No right to contraception. No right to marry who you love. MAGA.
Hold up. He said no right to contraception, marry, and what else?
No right to marry who you love. MAGA Republicans looked at America. Republicans looked at America.
Let me rewind it one more time. He said what?
Where there is no right to choose.
No right to choose. Didn't he put a chastity belt and try to control all women's vaginas just recently? But it's the MAGA Republicans' fault. This is just weird, humans. This is weird.
Privacy.
No privacy.
No right to contraception. No right to marry who you love. MAGA Republicans.
No privacy. Yeah, they wanted all your fucking life info all the way to fucking birth certificate shit, like all the way when we was locked down to go get something. And now they're trying to do that shit with this money shit right now. They're trying to do this shit with this IRS shit coming out with this new IRS arm, and you can find out even more. But yet, it's the MAGA Republicans.
Look at America and see carnage and darkness and despair. They spread fear and lies. Lies told for profit and power.
But yet we're in Ukraine or Russia or Ukraine-Russia war, right?
But I see a different America. An America.
One where my son can just smoke crack legally and y'all can't do shit about it and let him do all these illegal business deals. And we can't do shit about... Oh, that was my version of it. My bad.
Unlimited future. An America that's about to take off.
He said it's about to take off. Like where? To the fucking welfare? Because we ain't got no fucking money, dude. What's going on here? So like I said before, humans, this guy was supposed to like preach unity, and it feels like he kind of got more separation involved. I don't even know if it was his fault. I don't know if it was like more. I mean, the media's, like I said, the media's got the steering wheel, of course, but this is just strange how it doesn't feel like he's pushing unity to me. I don't know what your opinions are, humans. Feel free to put in the comments, but I just don't feel like I don't feel like that's on the agenda. Unity. They might use that word and like shove it in your faces, for like, predictive programming. Speaking of predictive programming, how about the backdrop here? Like all these weird symbols and shit in the background. Like, there was like this weird red backdrop next to our American flag, and then the president in front of it, and it was just like all weird, man. While he was like talking, all trying to be scary, and when he talks scary is the only time he talks like without fucking up. Isn't that weird? Don't you notice that? Like when he's doing that weird dictator type shit, he don't fuck up when he's talking. It's only when like he tries to play stupid and cute to like all the people in the vote. My teleprompter and my hand notes and all that bullshit. But it was over here just like, we gotta do this shit and we gotta do this. Like the way they edit it, it seems like when he comes in like with, it almost sounds like threats and stuff. He seems to have his like shit in line. He seems to have his shit like bam. As soon as he gets that anger in there, like, oh, we want to do some push-ups. When he gets all like defensive and shit, like he wants to fight. Or something like that. Maybe it's adrenaline. Or maybe he's smoking crack now. Maybe he's smoking crack with his son and getting all amped up. Like when, all the other times he fucking weirded out there. Like when they asked him how he was doing that one time and he fucking acted like he was jump roping. That was probably one of the times he was hitting that shit. You just never know. But it felt like there was like code words in there too, like in his speech. He was dropping them the code, like those MK Ultra code words and shit in there. Like all those agents are like fucking getting ready now. And he was saying all that shit like the MAGA Republicans, and it was like, psh, and it was like sitting up people at home and like MAGA Republican, and fucking turned them on, and now they're fucking loading up all their fucking, the walls come down like the Men in Black fucking artilleries and shit in their houses, and all their weapons is already there and shit, and their new identities. It's fucking weird, so they can fucking dump some shit. It's fucking going down. I felt like those was like, the red backdrop, like was supposed to get their attention. And then they start dropping them code words and shit like Winter Soldier shit. You know what I'm saying? To fucking be like refrigerator, Hot Pockets and shit like that. And fucking Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, pharmaceutical commercials every fucking 2 minutes. Like everything that pops on the TV would just like trigger them to start that shit. I feel like that's kind of brewing up in here. I feel like it's just brewing, humans. You got to be careful because like I feel like I said, I feel like something's coming and it's like a history, like one for the history books, like something that's coming. And I don't even want to say like a negative thing. I just think it's something like huge. Like, and I don't know what it is. Like, what if it's not negative? What if it's positive? Or what if it's just technological breakthroughs, or who knows what it could be? But something's kind of brewing. It feels like some people are just trying to slow it down. Like, damn it, if this happens, then we're going to have to change everything, on our side. And, and I hope it does. And it feels like that's the problem. That's what they're trying to do, is like to slow down the changing of the guards. Like, because shit was about to change, it felt like, in a positive way for us. Then it seemed like this thing came around, and then all of a sudden we were tragedy, couldn't get food, but we had food back then, but all of a sudden the food's gone. And then like gas had to go to other countries, not our country. And then we just had to pay for everybody's fucking student loans. And like all this fucking shit going on. Like, so he can just buy some votes. And then fucking his son can go smoke crack and do business deals. And nobody can care. And everybody can go molest little kids on this fucking island and be perverts and still do movies and be famous and huge and powerful elitists. And nobody cares. And I might have fucking went off a little bit on that. But who cares? We should. That's a problem. We should be giving a shit about this. You know what it has? All right, you know what it feels like to me, humans? It has like a very strong Wizard of Oz feel to me. That's right, humans. I feel like we're in the metaphor of the Wizard of Oz, because the Wizard of Oz is an amazing story. People watch the film. There's all these crazy, weird conspiracy backstories behind the whole thing, but behind even all the people that filmed in the movie, like all kinds of stuff. But I'm talking about the story of the Wizard of Oz itself. The story of the Wizard of Oz itself, in my opinion, was a weird metaphor on like what happened and what's happening today and what's going to happen. Like, so, or like what was like what the plan was, And it all symbolizes like when she knocked her head out or whatever, and she ended up in this place, Oz. Okay. So they had like different forms of power when she landed in this place. You had the good witches and bad witches, right? You had the Munchkin land, and then you had like different areas, right? And the little people, I believe, was us. We were the little people. And they always fucking took shit from the little people, humans. They always took shit from the little people, and the little people always suffered, and they always had to deal with it. And then everybody would fucking like leave them alone for a little bit, and the little people, which is aka us, would go about there cheering around like yada yada yada, you know, whatever the fucking you know, the Munchkin Land, whatever the fucking all them fucking lollipop guilds and all them fucking songs, right? So at the end of the story, they go to fucking Oz and find this fucking place. And they seen all this shit was just all the fucking big facade, and there was this real people like behind the scenes, just fucking AKA behind like the curtain, and you know, pulling strings and doing all this fucking freak show to get everybody fucking riled up and keep them the way they were, so they could take things and punish the little people all the time. That's where my metaphor came from, humans. I know it's kind of weird, but I don't care. And I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. And if you did, I'd appreciate if you would smash that like button, hit me with a subscription, turn on them notifications, because I'm here twice a week. My name is Jaime, and this has been another episode of Meant to Vent. Till next time, humans. See ya.